Once upon a time, in a small village surrounded by towering mountains, lived a young man named Arjun. From a young age, Arjun was full of dreams. He wanted to climb the highest peak in the region, a mountain so tall that its peak disappeared into the clouds. The villagers often laughed at him, saying, "It's impossible, no one has ever done it, you will fail." Arjun listened quietly. He wanted to believe them, but there was a fire in his heart he couldn't ignore. One morning, he packed a small bag, put on his worn-out shoes, and began the climb. The first day was harder than he imagined. His legs ached, and the path was rocky and steep. Several times he considered turning back. Maybe they were right, he whispered to himself. But then he remembered his father's words. The mountain outside is nothing compared to the mountain inside. If you conquer that, you can conquer anything. On the second day, a storm hit. Rain poured, the wind howled, and the path seemed to vanish beneath his feet. Arjun fell multiple times. Every time he wanted to give up, but he looked up at the peak, barely visible through the clouds, and kept moving. By the third day, exhaustion had set in. His hands were blistered, his feet swollen, and his spirit was weary. He found a small cave to rest. There he met an old monk who had been living in the mountains for years. The monk smiled and said, "You are not climbing this mountain for the mountain. You are climbing it for yourself. Fear, doubt, pain, they are all shadows. Face them and you will find your light." Arjun spent the night thinking about the monk's words. He realized that the journey wasn't just about reaching the top. It was about discovering his own strength. The next morning, the sun rose, and Arjun climbed with renewed determination. Every step was a battle, but he no longer feared falling. He embraced the struggle, telling himself, "This is shaping me, this is who I am becoming." Finally, after days of relentless climbing, Arjun reached the summit. The view was breathtaking. The entire world seemed to stretch below him. The clouds danced around him like a sea of cotton, and for the first time in his life, he felt truly free. But the real triumph was not the view. It was the realization that he had defeated the fear inside him. Every doubt, every struggle, every painful step had taught him one thing: he was stronger than he ever imagined. When he returned to the village, the people stared in awe. "How did you do it?" they asked. Arjun smiled and said, "The mountain was never the challenge. The challenge was inside me, and I conquered it." From that day on, Arjun inspired everyone around him. People began to chase their own dreams, face their fears, and climb the mountains within themselves. And the village, once small and quiet, became a place where courage and resilience were born.